Okay, we are going to make the table now. Now, if you've gotten through all 18 videos, tutorials about the chair, this is going to be a veritable walk in the park. What you're going to need, you got the pattern pieces. We're going to be using foam for the tabletop, and let's make that first. Now you can see here, I've got this one marked already, and this is a 9 by 12, 9 centimeters by 12 centimeters piece of foam. Now, you don't have to make a table this big. You can make it smaller. You could make it a little bigger if you wanted to. However, you're going to have to alter some of the supplies, like some of the pieces of board, a little bit. So you can see I've got it a border measured here that is 5 millimeters from the edge, and then I've already put in these little, I've traced around the ends of the little legs. And what I did was I just put them right there in the corner so it touches both of the side, the lines that I've done for the border, and then I just drew around it with pencil. Now, you can leave it so it's got a regular corner on it, or you can take that off. Now, it's much easier to, instead of trying to cut this out, because you can see I've already cut this out, it's much easier to do the rounding beforehand. And the easiest way to do that is just take a little bit of a corner off. You can see how I did that. And then remember, one of the tools we have is a piece of sandpaper that's around a block. So you can see what that looks like. Super duper easy. And just make sure, you can see sometimes I'm doing it this way, and then other times I do this to get kind of the little burrs of paper off. Now, you can see here, what I've done is I've made 2 marks that are 5 millimeters from the edge all the way around. And that way you don't have to worry about using a straight edge, or not a straight edge, a measure. You don't need to be measuring to get this correct. Now, as I look at this, I can see that there's a little bit of a problem right there, and I'm going to fix that. When I say problem, I just mean that it's not, you can see it's just a little uneven. So I'm just going to give this so it's a little bit flatter. Okay, and then, like I said, all you need to do is take one of these, which are the legs, and put it right here in the corner so that it touches this side and this side, that line. And then all you do is take your pencil and trace around it. So here I go. It's a really super easy thing to do, and you're going to do that all the way around. I think I'm going to leave this one straight. Now, I want to talk about the legs for a second. These are 6 millimeter, I believe it's basswood, that I got at the dollar store. And they come in, I believe these are like, how many inches are these? Okay, so 15, about 6 inches. Yeah, about 6 inches. And this is super easy to cut. Now, do you remember how we cut the wood for the chairs, the bamboo for the chairs? You're going to do it the exact same way here. All of the lengths are 6.5. You can get 2 table legs out of each of these. So all I'm going to do is put it up right next to the edge. Hold it down. I'm going to mark it at 6.5, and I can mark it at 13. Now, you can use a tool like this, but it's not going to, I don't think it works nearly as well as the method that I'm using. Now you can see I extended my blade out. I have the round piece that I want to cut in front of me. I put the blade right on top. I hold the corner here and I press down and I go back and forth. And this is going to take a little longer, just a little longer, because this is basswood. It's not very, you can kind of see about how far I got through there. And then, let's see, there we go. You can see that little piece on there. I'm going to just cut that off. Na-na, you have a leg. Same thing here. Now, remember, always cut away from yourself. Now, you'll cut those until you've got 4 legs. So I've got 4 legs here. You're also going to have some little extra pieces. I like to keep these because I use them for little tables and chairs and things like that. Now, when it comes to the wood for the side pieces, you can see here, I have these 2 right here are 5 millimeters wide, and this is 7.2 centimeters, and this is 10.2 centimeters. Now, to get these little 5 millimeter pieces, you're going to be using these craft sticks. Now, when you're choosing these craft sticks to use, do not choose one like this because it's not going to work. It is so not going to work. And what you're going to do is you need to turn them into these. This is super easy. Close that up, move that around. This is where you get to do is use a tool like this. I think I got this for 20 something. And it's basically just a tool where it's a miter, so I can do things. You can see the different angles here. Now, for this, I'm only doing flat. So I just put it in here. I use both hands. Oop, and then that just went flying off to the side. So let me do another one here. Because I have to use both hands. And you can see it cuts it off. Now again, this is basswood, and it's gonna a couple of little hits with the piece of sandpaper, and it's ready to go. Now, what you're gonna do is you need 5 millimeters. Now, you could make it bigger, but you have to remember that this chair needs to clear going under the table. So I could technically make these a little wider, but if you're going to put a doll or something in this, you're going to need this space. So it's better off to stick to the 5 millimeter. Now remember when we were measuring the 5 millimeter edge on the top of the table? We're going to do the same thing here. 5 millimeter and 5 millimeter. And I'm using a pretty thin, so you can see here I've got a point here and a point here. Now what I've noticed is trying to use this isn't going to work. There's not enough traction to it. I have this little ruler. It's got a little old cork backing on it that seems to work a little bit better. And I really recommend taking your time. Going to hold this down, extend a little bit, and then preliminary draw, and you can see how that pulled. Now, if this happens, you can take this out, and you can see I'm making sure my fingers are out of the way, because you're going with the grain on this, and then you can see how it pops out. And then again, to get another one, you do the same exact thing, except for you don't use the inches. 5 millimeters. 5 millimeters. And then where'd my ruler go? There it is. Get that out of the way. And I'm going to do it again. I'm going to really hold down here and here. Move this so you can see it a little bit better. Preliminary, which means I'm probably going in about 0.5 millimeter. And you really need to be careful. See how I'm holding it at the top and then drawing and pressing. Flip it. And there you go. You're going to have a little extra bit there, but you save that because you never know when you might need it. So oh wait, I need this one. So now I have both of these and they're ready to go. So at this point, you have your tabletop measured and ready to go. You have 4 legs cut and ready to go. And you have all 4 sides of your, and I just lost them. Here it is. They are cut and ready to go. These little pieces here that are have the little X's on them, we're going to turn those into the braces that go across here. So this piece does not take a whole lot. And then in the next step, I'm going to show you how to attach the edges and put some tabletop, put the cardboard on top. So I'll see you in a sec.